Hey everyone, Felix from Nintendo Life here, and today we're here to review Animal Well for the Nintendo Switch. This review was written by the wonderful Niall Bowie for NintendoLife.com and has been adapted into this video by me. From the moment we got a glimpse of Animal Well during the Indie Well showcase last April, it sent tongues wagging with its unique premise and visual identity, becoming an easy add to plenty most anticipated lists. Its association with indie publishing label Bigmode, run by popular YouTuber Jason Donkey Gastro, added to the excitement. Unfortunately for Gastro and solo developer Billy Basso of Shared Memory, they have a true indie darling on their hands that not only lives up to the hype, but relishes in the fact that its labyrinth of secrets aims to challenge players for years to come. This game is the product of 7 years of development by a single person, and we're delighted to report that the wait was worth it. Basso's first independent release absolutely shines on the Switch as a wholly original Metroidvania that eschews combat in favor of exploration and cryptic puzzle platforming. Its bioluminescent-like pixel graphics, haunted sound design, and simple controls that are polished to perfection had us continually excited to discover what was around the bend. Animal Well pulls you into its dark, luscious, and alive world without telling you a thing. It's left up to you to intuit, infer, and explore the world around you using certain tools at your disposal. In keeping with genre staples that see you rewarded with power-ups that expand your skill set so you can explore and vanquish, Animal Well puts a fresh spin on this formula with discoverable items that all have multiple, highly clever uses, which we won't spoil because the fun is clearly in uncovering these on your own through trial and error. The world is a dense puzzle block of temple-like edifices to the animal kingdom that can be approached non-linearly. Its map includes a stamp to mark locations of interest and intrigue, such as where you can light candles to ward off enemies and find multicolored collectible eggs hidden in chests, as well as a pencil for route planning. It may be the perfect game for those who savor finding secrets throughout vast Metroidvania antilles without being stymied from progression by hyper-demanding combat encounters. That said, Animal Well does have several brilliant bosses that test your vigor, though they essentially function as environmental puzzles to be solved rather than foes to be conquered. The protagonist, a nondescript round something, is born within a flower and is unable to deal combat damage. That left us tunneling into burrows to avoid the advancing neck of a rabid ostrich, dodging the darting tongue of a giant chameleon, or platforming up bubbles emitted by a raging seahorse, to describe just a few of the lively encounters we had with well dwellers. The game's many puzzles usually consist of cranks and switches that need to be activated or solved by influencing the behavior of animals you encounter. There are also not so obvious puzzles that sometimes involve using multiple items in novel ways with precision timing, as well as cryptic indications of secrets that we haven't quite figured out yet, but have earmarked. And that's a little surprise given that Basso has said that he intentionally designed the game with puzzles that may go unnoticed for years potentially, or require community collaboration to solve. Indeed, we can certainly envisage an eagle-eye community unpacking all of Animal Well's enigmas and riddles to 100% completion on message board and Discord servers. Solving certain puzzles or pulling off advanced traversal techniques requires perfectly timed and executed maneuvers, but fortunately Animal Well is quite forgiving. You do not take damage from sloppy platforming or poorly timed jumps falling into water. We were simply regenerated in a brief daze from where we began, greatly easing frustration and keeping the emphasis on discovery. Animals you come across can help or harm, with unnerving audio cues conveying your place on the food chain. While the game is an obvious looker, its sound design is likewise exceptional, with vivid splashes, plip-plopping water drops, rustling plants, and stunning creature noises that together create a mysterious, at times foreboding atmosphere. Its quiet tonal ambience of its world kept us focused and deeply immersed, while the darkly evocative theme had its safe points, placed like a piece you could hear in Twin Peaks. Animal Well excels at basically everything it sets out to achieve, though its atmosphere is poetically well executed. It is an aesthetic triumph with some of the most gorgeous modern pixel art around, courtesy of a custom engine that imbues its environments with visual flourishes and lighting effects that are brought to the forefront by the occasional blast of a well-placed TNT explosive or the simple creeping of shadows cast as moving platforms glide across flickering candlelight. Though a fast travel system of sorts can be unlocked, there is a great deal of backtracking, as typical of Metroidvanias. We were once stuck behind some previously completed environmental puzzles, necessitating their recompletion. That is perhaps the only discernible flaw we found throughout the entire experience, though. We haven't ever played a game that looks or feels like Animal Well, or indeed any Metroidvania that leans this deep into puzzle platforming over combat. In doing so, it reprioritizes core features of the genre without necessarily reinventing the wheel per se, but it certainly redecorates the wheel to an artful degree so as to be uniquely original. So in conclusion, developers' shared memory's stated goal is to craft complete experiences that will be playable long after the world loses its internet connection, and screen after screen, Animal Well excels in delighting your eyes and giving your brain something to stew on. It's a riposte against the culture of post-launch updates in favor of a meticulously crafted singular vision with potentially years worth of discoveries baked in. By all indications, Animal Well delivers on the long-term promise and does so with a one-of-a-kind elegance. We here at Nintendo Live give Animal Well on the Nintendo Switch a 10 out of 10. Now, I've also gotten to play this game, and I must say, wow. I had been looking forward to this game thinking, yeah, this looks really good. I cannot wait to see what's on offer. And then I played it and all my expectations were blown out of the water because this is a game like no other. It's not many games that has me literally screaming of excitement when I figure out my own way to overcome an obstacle with the items I had at hand. It feels absolutely insanely rewarding, but I never felt quite stuck. If there was somewhere I didn't know how to proceed, I backtracked a little bit and maybe found an item that I had to use to overcome the obstacle I was struggling with. And these items, they're just so fun to play around with, and I love that they can have multiple usages throughout this whole map. As Nal perfectly describes, the atmosphere is one of the main highlights of this game. Now, I would recommend definitely playing with headphones with this one so you can really immerse yourself into the experience. And I myself was playing on the OLED, and it looks so good because there's so much darkness in this game, and it just makes those pixels perfectly pop on screen. It's a puzzle platformer that feels effortless, but not in the sense that everything is easy, but in the sense that you feel really smart when coming up with the solutions the game wants you to come up with. There was genuinely moments when I thought, surely this is not the intended way to proceed, and then it was, and I was just left completely mind blown that I had to pull off such a specific trick that I haven't really seen in other games. So as Niall says, yes, this game is outstanding and filled to the brim with secrets. If you're a fan of the Metroidvania genre or just want to play something different that is a masterpiece, you need to check this game out. Don't forget to check out our website nintendolove.com, where you can find reviews like these but in written form. And if you enjoyed this review, why don't you find some unique, mind-blowing way to click that subscribe button? Alright then, stay safe, do seriously play some Animal Well, and we'll see you in the next one. Felix from Nintendo Live, out.